This is a 15-minute overview of the Brandworkz DAM module, which stands for Digital Asset Management. The DAM module gives you the ability to store, manage and share all of your digital assets from one online location. By digital assets we mean images, videos, logos, templates, master artwork and so on, as well as sales and product material. The DAM module solves a variety of problems typically found in creative environments. For instance, creative files like images, videos and logos are often stored on multiple internal servers or agency servers and are therefore not available to the rest of the business. This results in a never-ending stream of manual requests for items from the creative department, leading to significant time wasted on both sides, especially if files are stored in a way that's not easily searchable, even by the creative staff. Another example of a common problem is that visual content is also increasingly needed by a multitude of marketing software, such as CMSs, e-commerce and email marketing systems. Files are therefore copied out into these systems manually, making it extremely difficult to manage updated versions and the expiry of content. Another typical time drain is that images and videos are needed in lots of different formats or resolutions these days for multiple channels, and unnecessary time is spent if they're converted manually. Finally, once these files are out in the wild with sales staff, press agencies, etc., it becomes very difficult to ensure that they're using the latest version, or in the case of images, whether they still have a valid license. Brandworkz is dynamic, efficient, and crucially easy to use, meaning that managing your digital assets better will save you time and money. Your files are organized into folders that can be created and modified by a system administrator, and we can of course help you structure this as part of the setup. Brandworkz also allows you to set up permissions on the folders so that they're only visible to the relevant user groups. This means that all of the main top-level navigation and the left-hand navigation seen here can be configured so the system is as intuitive for your end users as possible. You can even mix and match the DAM folders and CMS pages, so you can create informative landing pages for each section instead of just showing users a series of thumbnails. Before getting into the meat of the DAM module, I'll touch on a group of files where merely showing visual thumbnails aren't very helpful to non-technical users, and this is logos. Logos are needed in a number of different formats and color systems for different purposes such as print or on screen. But of course, lots of these permutations look the same visually, and also, many users would not know the difference between PNG versus EPS and RGB versus CMYK. The logo finder in Brandworkz is a great feature for guiding users to the correct permutation for the purpose they intend to use it. In this example, I can select the medium I want to use the logo for, digital or MS Office for example. Then as soon as I select the type of background it will be used on, I'm presented with the appropriate download links. The logo finder is fully configurable, so the questions you see here, along with the logo variations offered for download, can be specific to your logo system. It can also be used for other groups of files like stationery, for instance. In our default setup here, one of the DAM sections are accessible via the Images and Videos link in the main navigation, which in turn has a number of subfolders accessible via the left-hand navigation. Your users can quickly browse the asset library using the thumbnail links, making it easy to locate assets and perform your actions on them. As I'm logged in as an administrator, I can see all of the options available to be performed on assets. You can set permissions on these options so that users belonging to specific groups can only see what an admin has given them permission to see. There are several features to make it easy for you to get your assets into the system. For example, the bulk upload feature allows admins to upload multiple files into a folder via drag and drop. You can upload any type of video, image, document or graphic file. I will just upload one file for the purpose of the demo by dragging it into the upload area. It is also possible to add assets via a hot folder on the server or via Adobe Drive if the administrator has Adobe Creative Cloud. Adobe Drive will make Brandworkz show up as a local disk, and the admin can simply save or copy it directly to it as if it was a normal hard disk. Once uploaded, you can tag the file by clicking on the Add Tags and Metadata button. You can see here that the title, keyword and creator fields are already filled in. This is because this particular asset has already had its metadata embedded in the file, and the system automatically extracted it to the corresponding fields. If, for instance, you purchase imagery from photo libraries, they will typically have this embedded data, giving you a head start when you need to tag the files. You could also, for instance, get your photographers and agencies to pre-tag these assets in something like Adobe Bridge or Photoshop, saving you time. We support IPTC, EXIF, and XMP embedded metadata standards. In the case of this asset, we will finish the tagging by leaving the expiry date empty, as we will assume that we fully own the image. If alternatively we had only licensed it for a period of time, or indeed if we had uploaded a document which needed reviewing on a certain date, we would enter the expiry date. In relation to this, we have a very neat feature called asset alerting, which will via email, once an asset is coming up to an expiry, notify end users who have downloaded this asset that it's expiring, so they know when to stop using it. Also, it not only alerts users of expiring assets, but to updated versions of assets to help ensure that the latest assets are being used. Finally, asset alerting informs users on a weekly or monthly basis of new assets in the system so that they are aware of what's new. For the shop content field, we'll tick People and Exterior Environment. This is just an example field, and both new fields as well as new options can easily be created. For the license type, we're going to tick Fully Owned by Us. Again, you as the admin can change the options and labels of any of the fields to fit your requirements. We will typically assist you with defining this as part of the onboarding process. Once finished, we'll hit Submit and are taken to the detail page for this new asset. You can see that the nice big preview has been generated, and if we scroll down, the tagging we entered is there. The system also extracted the technical information automatically, such as the pixel size. You can also tag in bulk, either in the system or via Microsoft Excel. I will just delete this image again to keep the demo system clean. In fact, metadata management is a key strength of the Brandworkz system. You can create separate sets of metadata fields and target these to different sections of the system. For example, assets in this Lifestyle Images folder has a set of fields assigned which is appropriate to this type of photography. You can also pull some or all of these fields into a search widget on the landing page, like we have done here. You can see that this search widget has a general keyword search box, a basic file type filter, and a shot type field pulled out for users to search on. If we go to a different image folder like Product Images, you can see that the search widget here has been configured to show some product related fields to search on. And if I go onto a specific asset, you can see that assets here are tagged with product specific metadata such as product range, color, SKU, all of which can be made searchable. As all of the metadata is searchable, this also makes it easier for users to find the assets. The metadata is fully configurable by a system administrator, so the fields you see on this page can be changed to fit the needs of your business. You can create free text fields, drop-downs, option boxes, taxonomies. You can set default values, make the fields mandatory, and much more. All of this also applies to documents. If we navigate over to another DAM folder, like the Sales section, we can have a look at a document. In most cases, a preview of a document is automatically created so that you can view and browse the document online before editing. You can also see here that a preview is generated for each page, so it's very quick for an end user to identify if this is the right document before downloading. Documents uploaded to the system are very easy to find, even if there's little metadata attached to the document, as the system automatically indexes the content of the document, making it searchable. For example, this case study has a heading "Strong as Steel" in the document, and this phrase doesn't appear in the metadata. However, if I search for "Strong as Steel" in the global search, it will find the case study. As you can see, the system automatically generates previews for each file, such as the thumbnails and larger previews. This is also the case for video files. If we go to a section with some videos in it, you can see that there is a low-res preview of the video which can start playing almost instantly, even though the asset uploaded is a large HD video. The image and video transcoding not only generates the previews, it allows you to create multiple download options. These download options can be configured using the Download Wizard settings in the admin section. In the case of this video, I have the ability to download the original HD or 3 lower resolutions. And if I navigate back to an image, I can download everything from the original file to my very own custom settings. You can control how many or little options you want to provide your users, and even restrict the options to specific user groups. You could, for instance, limit salespeople to only download low-res files. Sharing assets in the system with both internal and external users is very easy. You just add the assets you wish to share to an album, which is similar to a shopping cart, and then from the album page you can review the assets in the album. This already has a number of other assets from previous use. And then from there you can download them yourself, or if you want to share them with someone else, just click the send button. From here you can select the users you want to share the files with. They can either be registered users of the system or external users, in which case you would specify their email address. In either case, the user will get an email with a share link, and before sharing you can decide on the download options the user will have, and also specify how long the share link will be available for. In this example, Jens will get an email with a share link to an album valid until the end of 2015, where he'll be able to download only the original file. We also have a variety of integration options available for using and embedding assets on third-party systems, such as CMS and e-commerce systems. This is an area where we're really seeing an increase in the amount of pain within marketing departments, because their assets now not only need to be available for a variety of user groups, but also to an increasing number of marketing software systems, which creates problems with duplication of assets, manual transcoding, dealing with old versions, etc.